Just throw in a couple more bowls to replace the ones that I lost in that raccoon firing on the previous video I posted. The actual bowls themselves aren't that remarkable to watch being thrown, but I just thought I'd mention something about the sort of criteria that I've set for myself to produce them. It's just kind of, I've set myself a brief on the shape and size of these bowls. What I've got is a bowl that I'm waiting to fire, and I'm going to raw glaze it. Glaze this piece as well. Now, the problem with bowls, I like throwing bowls, but the problem you've got with them is when you come to fire them, especially if you've got a small kiln like mine, is they do take up a hell of a lot of space. And largish bowls, sometimes you can only get one in, which wastes a lot of space. So in this case, I'm going to try and get two in. Now I know that the one bowl I've got made already a certain height. I've put it in the kiln and put the shelf above it, and I've measured the space I've got left to fit a bowl into. So it can't be any higher than 13 centimeters high and 26 wide. So I'm going to try and get this up as to 13 centimeters high, and then see how wide we can get it. And I think it's useful to sometimes set yourself a brief, because if you're anything like me, my brain never stops thinking of things to do. I never stop having ideas on what I want to make, sketching them down, and it's virtually impossible to make everything I can think of. I'd be on the wheel 24 hours a day. So it's good for me, in a way, to have some kind of constraint as to what I'm actually going to make, and size and dimensions, etc. Taking this up above the 13 centimeters because it's easier to pull it out and down than it is to push it up and in. That makes sense. It's virtually impossible once you get past a certain width to get the bowl back in to the shape you want it. There's a lot of clay at the bottom of here, so I'm just trying to get it up and out. It's got it. Spent a lot of time working on a kick wheel when I first got back into ceramics a couple of years ago. I had a kick wheel. I couldn't afford to buy an electric wheel at that time, so a bit thin there. And it's taking a bit of getting used to, this electric wheel. So I find with the kick wheel, you're sort of in sync with your foot, so to speak. Your hands and your feet are in sync with the kick wheel. Whereas with an electric wheel, it's you're a bit more divorced from the proceedings. Like I said, this is going to be raw fired. What I'll do is I'll attach another part to the video when I come to decorate them, and then we'll do a final part of the video when they come out of the kiln, hopefully intact. as I mentioned previously. What I'm trying to do is attend to the minor details of what I'm making, the little tiny bits like the transition between the base and the wall, the shape of the bowl, the internal shape. If you pay attention to those little tiny bits, little tiny details, they all add up, I think, to a successful. Oh, look at that. Not by luck and judgment though. Oh, nothing if not honest. See if we can get it up and out a bit more. It's actually the starting of a spring day here today. I've got my, if you can see it, my door's open. First time this winter. It's a balmy 10 degrees out there. Might be a bit strange for people in North America who might watch this that have quite bad winters, but here in England we tend to go on and on about the weather. Just use a wet sponge underneath here to support this wall while I'm pressing it. It doesn't drag as much. Sure I'm within the right width. Yep. This rim. And there we have it. And there we have them. Just random patterns really. I quite like the way it's splattered there. It's quite good. Well, I'll have a look at them when they're fired.